Up next
on Your Pittsburgh.
From Mount Lebanon High School student to big-time pop star who just won a Grammy.
I never expected it. Never, ever.
Daya takes Christine Sorensen backstage and reveals why her music's striking a chord with so many.
Pittsburgh! Gonna work?
Can we get out in time? Team KDKA takes on a new type of escape room in our area.
Magic, happen, please!
We'll show you how it's different and why you may want to give it a try.
You wanted to know what happened to what was once Pittsburgh's biggest mansion. It had 65 rooms. So why did its owners tear it down?
It's kind of astonishing.
Plus, why not see the city from a whole new angle? I'm Christine D'Antonio. I'll tell you how you can get a bird's eye view of the Burgh.
And if you love homemade pasta, wait till you see the new Italian restaurant we're checking out.
They are delicious.
From KDKA-TV, this is Your Pittsburgh with David Highfield and Susan Copen.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Your Pittsburgh. I'm David Highfield.
And I'm Susan Copen. We are outside tonight enjoying this fabulous view from the West End to Overlook Park.
It's gorgeous. And we're going to begin with an 18-year-old from Mount Lebanon who's having a pretty incredible year.
If you don't know who Daya is, you will soon. She is a singer-songwriter. She's headlining her own tour. And a few months ago, she won a Grammy.
Christine Sorensen had a chance to go backstage with Daya while she performed here in the Burgh.
At just 18 years old, Daya became one of the youngest Grammy winners ever for this song by the Chainsmokers.
And the Grammy goes to the Chainsmokers, featuring Daya.
She accepted it with grace, which is her real name and the meaning of Daya in Hindi, and she knew who to thank.
My mom for moving mountains for me, and the rest of my family who have been my rock and my inspiration. Thank you. Pittsburgh!
Backstage at Stage AE, Grace Tandon tells me she's still relishing her Grammy win.
It was just like the weirdest experience of my whole life.
But it's also something she envisioned.
So I feel like once you envision this happening and you envision yourself amongst all these people and at the Grammys and everything, I think that it's like that's like half of the battle.
That vision was backed with talent and hard work. She was just 3 when she started playing piano and performed in a kid band and at open mic at Empire Music in Mount Lebanon. Grace later took voice lessons with Coach Christina Chirumbolo in Canonsburg.
It just became so obvious. She just would spend hours. You could just tell that was her love and her passion.
Grace grew up with 4 sisters, playing soccer, running cross country, and playing at her high school Christmas concert. Grace left school in her junior year when her first release, Hideaway, went platinum. She wrote that song about how it's important for girls to wait for a good boy. Then came Sit Still Look Pretty, a song she wrote to inspire girls.
Empowering young girls to feel confident in themselves and know their worth and know that they can do whatever they want to do later in life and not have people stand in the way of that.
Meeting Grace at her home in Mount Lebanon, I saw the source of the message in her songs.
Now that I'm in your house, I see all the girls running around, one of 5 sisters.
You see where it comes from.
Yeah, well, I mean, I imagine that must have something to do with it.
Oh, 100%.
Daya's biggest fans are girls of all ages, as you can see from everyone waiting here to get into her concert. And she says she loves that her music inspires them.
I love her so much. She's my inspiration.
Shows that girls aren't just like for beauty, that they can do more than that.
Pittsburgh! The hometown!
With her all-female band and her mom on the road with her, Grace is growing into a rock star. Her parents say they're proud of her success and the person she's becoming.
You can take the girl out of Pittsburgh, but you can't take the Pittsburgh out of the girl. That's the most important thing.
Daya appreciates that it was only a couple years ago when she was in the audience right here, and already so many of her dreams are coming true.
Come on, let me hear you!
For Your Pittsburgh, I'm Christine Sorensen.
Daya will be performing all summer long in shows and festivals.
And Christine learned something interesting. Daya likes to have mashed potatoes before she goes on stage, and I kind of get that. It's comfort food.
Yeah, it's good food. All right, well, we all know that Pittsburgh is a beautiful city. The view from up here, gorgeous, but imagine how incredible the view is from up there.
Yeah, I love it when you're on a plane and you have a view of downtown. That is so cool. Well, Christine D'Antonio has found a way to do some aerial sightseeing, and you might want to give it a try as well, and this was so neat.
It was so cool. Definitely something I've always wanted to try. And there are a few companies here in the area that offer sightseeing tours, but there's a new one that specializes in sightseeing, and you don't have to break the bank to try it out.
We know it well, this iconic view of Pittsburgh from Mount Washington. But this is a view you don't see every day.
You can't get it from Mount Washington.
Meet John Marsteller, owner and chief pilot of Stellar Copters.
Every day when we land, it's the excitement on everybody's faces, just like yourselves, that we really see.
They offer sightseeing tours over the city, and I couldn't wait to give it a try.
I'm so excited. Do I get in here?
Brushing a few jitters aside, I climb aboard.
My first time.
Within minutes, we're floating above the Berg. It's like I'm a tourist in my own city. You never see it like this.
That's the view that I love, right there, right over the river. Well worth it.
Marsteller has been flying for 14 years.
Off to the left is where the Uber course is. I've got a couple cars down there on it right now.
He's flown over parts of California and Las Vegas, but he says our skyline is really something.
This city's got a unique landscape, the valleys, the hills.
A few years back, he saw a post on Facebook from someone flying into the city on an airplane.
He took a picture out the window and said, "Man, I wish I could see this from a helicopter."
That gave Marsteller the idea to start tours here. For $95, you and two friends can go on a private 7-mile tour that takes you over downtown. For $149, you can get a 12-mile tour that includes Oakland and the stadiums on the North Shore. And it's exhilarating.
The experience of being up in it, the vibrations, the shakes, it's not scary. It's not like a roller coaster.
Taking in the sights from 500 feet up almost leaves me speechless. You see pictures of it, you've seen people do this, but to actually experience it, it's just incredible.
Now, the tours, they leave from the Allegheny County Airport, and the ones we mentioned are brief, about 8 to 13 minutes, but they do offer longer ones, and John says that they even offer proposal tours.
Proposal as in pop the question for marriage?
Yes, he says he's gotten some very interesting responses.
Okay.
They've also done a lot of bucket list tours as well.
I know you were a little bit nervous beforehand. Did that go away?
It went away, and I actually don't know why I was nervous because it was so amazing being up there.
It looked very cool.
Still to come. Can Team KDKA conquer a new type of escape room?
We have 20 on 2.
See what happens when Lisa Washington, Bob Pompiani, Amy Wattis, Lynn Hayes Freeland, and Susan and I give it a try.
Mangia, we're checking out a new Italian place that does not disappoint.
And after the break, it was impressive, the city's biggest mansion. So why was it torn down? We'll tell you and show you how it lives on today. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Your Pittsburgh, honored with 2 Mid-Atlantic Emmy Awards.
Welcome back, everybody, as we come to you from the West End to Overlook. This is the part of the show where we answer your questions. We call this You Wanted to Know.
Yeah, last time we asked, do you want to know about what was once Pittsburgh's biggest mansion? Why was it torn down?
Or do you want to know about the tunnel connected to the basement of a local bed and breakfast? Was it part of the Underground Railroad?
Well, with 65% of the vote, the mansion wins. And while it's no longer standing, it does live on in other ways.
Remember the castle-like home on PBS's show Downton Abbey? Or the massive estate on the 80s soap opera Dynasty? Well, the Mellon Mansion was right up there. Built in 1910 by industrialist Richard B. Mellon, the 65-room house in Point Breeze was Pittsburgh's largest at the time. It was opulent. They had servants and reportedly a bowling alley in the basement.
So we're standing in the house.
This was the house.
Just imagine.
The house no longer exists, but the estate's gates along Fifth Avenue do, and so do some of the beautiful gardens, which are now part of Mellon Park. As for the magnificent mansion, it was torn down by the Mellons just 30 years after it was built.
So they tore down the 65-room mansion.
It's kind of astonishing.
You see, by the time World War II started, the family had moved to a home in Ligonier, so they allowed the Red Cross to use the mansion as a place for war veterans to recuperate.
The family felt that because the house was being used for some public good, that property taxes should be waived. And the government did not see it that way, and so the family decided to tear the house down.
But that doesn't mean the mansion is entirely gone.
Those 4 columns around the altar are the 4 columns that were in the grand entryway.
Much of it lives on at Mount St. Peter Church in New Kensington.
All of these stones were then recut when they brought them back here.
The Mellons donated the sandstone, marble, and gilded railings to help build this church.
The men of the parish would go down and bring it back stone by stone.
An M for
M
Mellon?
for Mellon.
The wooden doors are from the mansion, so is the elevator, and a church altar the Mellons found in Italy, as well as the beautiful ceiling tiles.
People come in and just can't believe the breathtaking beauty of the church.
This column, and then this archway.
And there's another place where you can get a taste of the Mellon Mansion, a new cigar bar called Blend in the Coppers Building downtown, a building built by Richard B. Mellon's brother. Turns out the church didn't use all the marble it was given. Some of it wound up with an art dealer in Minneapolis.
The owners of the cigar bar, honestly using Google, found this dealer selling historic Mellon marble.
So the marble, which was covered in snow, was shipped back here, back where it's a reminder of an impressive part of Pittsburgh's past.
Well, the Mellon family donated the estate grounds to create Mellon Park, and you can actually go for a tour of that church in New Kensington, and I'm telling you, it is so impressive.
Looks impressive. All right, it's your turn to vote. Tell us what you want to know for the next show.
Do you want to know about plans to build this stadium over the Mon River, or to fill Panther Hollow with laboratories, or to build these twin towers downtown? We'll show you the designs that could have had Pittsburgh looking very different.
Or do you want us to hit the road in search of some of the coolest roadside attractions in our area? From the mini Brooklyn Bridge to the giant cowboy named Sam. We'll take you on a tour.
Let us know which one you want to know about. Go to KDKA.com/YourPittsburgh and vote. Whichever story gets more votes, we'll have for you on our next show.
Still to come, we're checking out a new Italian restaurant where the food's so good, there's only one problem.
What's the problem, Susan?
Bathing suit season is on its way.
And after the break, Team KDKA takes on a new type of escape room in our area. Can we get out in time? Stay with us.
You're watching Your Pittsburgh on KDKA-TV with David Highfield and Susan Copen.
A couple of years back, a group of us at KDKA tackled one of the area's first escape rooms, where you're locked in a room and you use clues to find your way out. All the while, the clock is ticking. And I want to point out, we made it out.
The first time.
Yes.
Well, since then, several different types of escape rooms have popped up in Pittsburgh, but we wanted to try something different, a Generation 2 escape room.
Yeah, a Generation 2 escape room relies less on keys and padlocks and more on high-tech sensors and special effects. So we assembled a group of KDKA friends, and we decided to give it a try.
You guys ready to do this?
We're ready! But before we begin, let's introduce our team. Lynn Hayes Freeland, Bob Pompiani, Lisa Washington, Amy Wattis, and of course, Susan and me.
Good luck, guys.
All right, here we go.
We enter a game called Carnegie's Millions, based on industrialist Andrew Carnegie. With just 60 minutes on the clock, we immediately begin examining everything. Searching for clues in a room made to resemble his study.
Directions are under your feet.
We solve one challenge, and a desk drawer pops open with a key and Bible inside. But what do we do with them? There's a chess set, a potted plant, what's important and what's not. We eventually make the right moves, and a secret passage opens. The owners of Escape Room Pittsburgh have an impressive number of hidden cameras, so they can watch our every move.
It's good logic that they're following that.
Joe and Corey Deasy are cousins who started their first escape room experience in Greenfield. Now they've opened this second one in a former bank building in Homestead. They give you clues over a walkie-talkie and also have a little fun.
You get bonus points if you wear the hat.
With the clock ticking, excitement is building.
54 minus 24 is 30.
While there are victories, there are also false alarms.
Momentary gratification and then another roadblock.
But eventually, we make it inside a safe.
Now it opens!
Each new room comes with more puzzles, and occasionally, some frustration.
Magic happens, please!
But with time winding down, we seem to be on a roll. We scoop up some bags with dollar signs.
We gotta put these somewhere.
Oh, in the front room, I know.
And rush around with just seconds left. This is when some of the room's best special effects appear.
Here's one, here comes.
We make a last-second effort to solve the final puzzle, and then...
We're free to go! Or did time expire?
Turns out Bob's right. Time runs out before we solve it. Nevertheless, we all had a blast.
Man, you've really got to be on your P's and Q's and notice every single thing.
Everything's a clue. And when you look at things, you got to consider all of them.
It was a great bonding experience between me and my coworkers.
Did you come back?
Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, I'm ready to book already.
Okay, that was tough, and they say that only about 30% of the people make it out of that room.
I feel like if we had 10 more minutes, we could have made it out.
Or several hours.
Well, that too.
But it costs $27 a person to play. There's also another room, which is an Egyptian maze, and they have a third room that's opening up.
It's pretty cool. More information for you at kdka.com/yourpittsburgh. Well, taking your workout to new heights, Pittsburgh's first cat cafe, and customized fresh donuts.
Some of the things that are happening as we check out what's new in the Burgh. Our region is getting its first Duck Donuts in Upper St. Clair next to Whole Foods. The chain, which started in North Carolina, is known for made-to-order donuts created as you watch. Topping choices include shredded coconut, rainbow sprinkles, and bacon bits.
Pittsburgh's first cat cafe is up and running in the Strip. You can get coffee, wine, or cocktails downstairs at the Colony Cafe. Upstairs, you can hang out with the cats. They're from Animal Friends, and all are up for adoption.
Station Square is getting a new look. There's a major update plan for the Freight House shops, and a developer wants to build a 300-unit apartment complex on the parking lot next to the Smithfield Street Bridge.
The newest place to eat in Lawrenceville is serving up gourmet hamburgers. This is Burger's second location. The first one's in Harmony, Butler County. Many of the burgers are named after Pittsburgh neighborhoods, and they plan to serve locally made beer and spirits.
Speaking of beer, there's a new craft brewery in the South Hills. Mindful Brewing opened in the former McGinnis Market in Castle Shannon. The brewery has 70 beers on tap, plus a restaurant and a bottle shop where you can pick different beers to create your own six-pack.
If you want to develop a six-pack, check out the impressive new rock climbing gym on the south side. Ascend Pittsburgh offers 10,000 square feet of climbing wall. It's in a former Duquesne Brewery bottling building right under the iconic old clock.
And you can do climbing there with a safety harness or without, and this to me looks like something to be right up your alley.
My kids just went and did this. They loved it.
Wow.
Still to come, it's time to eat.
Susan and I are checking out a cool new Italian restaurant with homemade pasta. Stay with us.
contact us on Facebook or Twitter. We want to know what you want to see. After all, our show is called
Your Pittsburgh.
Your Pittsburgh. Your Pittsburgh.
Your Pittsburgh.
Your Pittsburgh. Your Pittsburgh.
Your Pittsburgh.
Welcome back, everyone, as we come to you from the West End Overlook. And this is when we visit a cool new restaurant. And if you like Italian food, this place is for you.
Yeah, they opened up in the fall. They already have a very loyal following, and everything is homemade. The bread, the pasta, and the baked goods.
There's a casual, relaxed feel to Dianoia's Eatery in the Strip. And come hungry because the food does not disappoint. Almost all the pasta is made in-house. David and I try the gnocchi, which is made with potato.
They are delicious.
Now time for the meatballs.
1, 2, 3 go.
The perfect complement to the pasta. We also try the vodka baked with sausage and spaghetti with a blend of cheeses. But David has a little trouble.
Susan, you're Italian. What am I doing wrong?
You need to use the spoon.
There
you go, right there.
But once he gets the twirl down...
There you go, see?
All right. Oh,
perfection. Now plop it onto your plate.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow, thanks for talking me through.
The restaurant's name comes from the last names of the husband and wife team whose dream it was to open this place.
Dianoia's Eatery, and it comes from DeAndrea and Anoia, and we just combine the two.
We have a lot of family recipes that we're serving, so it's, you know, our two families coming together.
Next up, steak Florentine.
Wow.
Good flavor?
Oh.
Cooked in a cast iron skillet and seasoned perfectly.
I didn't think we could eat this all, but I'm thinking there's a good chance we can eat it all.
Stuffed as we are, we can't pass up one more Italian treat, a tray of homemade cookies.
It's really good.
Too good to leave any behind, so we have the rest boxed up. And take them home.
Again, it's called Dianoia's Eatery. It's in the Strip, and we have more information at KDKA.com/YourPittsburgh.
And in addition to dinner, they also have breakfast and lunch. And you know, after we taped that segment, I liked it so much, I went back the next night for dinner. Yeah, it's that good.
It's that good.
Well, we invite you to join us on Facebook as soon as this show ends.
We will be talking live about tonight's program. Just go to the Your Pittsburgh Facebook page, like us, and join in on the conversation.
And that's going to do it for us. From all of us here, thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.